You know, I'm home and today I'm idling. I'm not doing anything. You know, but I was just, thinking and thinking more about Donald Trump's words. His words yesterday, they were reverberating in my mind, bouncing back often and often, trying to figure out his speech. But he was very critical, His speech is very critical, I can say it is one of the cornerstone of what, social change, because if you listen him attentively, then you pick up something, you learn something, you know. Because yesterday he said that, uh, his father once told him that, son, if you walk into a restaurant and you find a front door dirty, don't walk in. Because if you walk in, there are possibilities that the kitchen might also be dirty, which is true. And, it's true. Because, people are defined by what? People are defined, uh, you know, by what? By small things and by the front things, Because, for example, he talked many examples about, what? If Washington becomes dirty and everything. But for me, like for my experience, what I've experienced, because I visit people, not that I'll be praising Botswana. Botswana is our neighboring countries, that side here in Africa. Not that I'll be praising Botswana, but I visited Botswana. Such country, a country of its own, a unique country. The first time when I visit Botswana, one thing I've realized about them is that I didn't saw a street kid on the street. I didn't saw what? A street man on the street. I didn't saw a street woman on the street. Never. And in Botswana, also I didn't saw the so-called what? Informal settlements. That's one thing I spotted, when I was in my exile days in Botswana. It's because people are defined what? People are defined by what? By what they practice. People are defined by what they say. People are defined by their behaviors. Those are the principles of a society. If you go into this society, you find what? Mentally ill people on the street. It is how they are defined, and it is what they do. You understand? So it's very right. Trump is very right, and 100% I agree with him. And I'm not going back, supporting his words. I know some of you, his words might make you, uncomfortable. Yeah, but it is true. And it is true, very, very true. We define people by what? By their things. Another example now is that, uh, for example, right now, I visit a particular family. There are a lot of examples in this. Yes. I visit a particular family, and then the first thing, when I bump into the home, I found all children dirty. It start bring some inferior ideas in my mind to what kind of people are decent. Already I've defined them by what I see around it. That is it, That is it. Nothing much. So that point, absolutely right. Trump is absolutely right. So yeah, that is it. And so he's right.